Good evening. This is Shuju Whiskey, and I'm going to make this a very brief video, but I want to start by noting the time in California. It's 8:17 p.m. Friday, March 13th, 2020. Friday the 13th. And there's a reason why I'm recording this video, because I've recorded a series of videos. Like I said, hold on. I manifested shit. Sorry about that. That was one of the videos in that series. The reason I'm here today, the reason I'm recording this video, is going to be very short, because I want to go ahead and put this on record that I've been trying to really explain what's going on with this coronavirus shit. And before I do, I want to go ahead and give you a little bit of my background, so that most people don't look at me and think, you know, I'm a thug or just somebody who's trying to capitalize on this shit. No, not at all. I've been a software engineer for 15 years. I'm going to start with that. Over 15 years, actually. My professional working career was about 15 years. I mean, for some reason, there's always been some force that's trying to keep me out of it. I've been a musician all my life. For some reason, there's always some force trying to keep me out of it. And I've built countless platforms. I ain't gonna say countless, like maybe two or three different streaming platforms. I built it, taken it down, rebuilt it again, taken it down. And I got one now that I feel like is pretty good. But I'm running into little hurdles in getting it released. And while there's a free version online that you can check out, and I don't even have to promote that here, because I don't want that to be about that. Here's what I want to say. I also study occult science. This entire world was built with occult knowledge. And I've been going up against some of the biggest entities in the fucking world. I've also worked for some of the biggest entities in the fucking world. Some of my handiwork is all throughout the hospital systems, all throughout the banking industry, and a number of other businesses, a number of other industries, so to speak. The reason I'm recording this video now is because I do have a lot of information that I can release. But every time I try to release it, it gets blocked. And I'm trying to use YouTube as the platform for that. And I'll go ahead and, that's not it. In fact, let's go back to this for a second. What I want to show, and this is mainly to establish a timeline, because every attempt that I have made to release this information has been blocked. And they use the YouTube Content ID system as a mechanism for blocking that. Because a lot of what I can prove, I'm able to prove it through the entertainment industry. And how that can be used as a weapon. Now, I don't mean for it to be that. Freedom of religion says I have the right to practice whatever spiritual practice I so choose. Because I am an American citizen. Although, currently, I'm in South America. One of the places least affected by this goddamn coronavirus. And I've been here for a while. So I'm kind of recording this as an introduction, so that when people do finally, if they ever get to see this video, or this series of videos that I've recorded, they'll be able to say, well, that's somebody who at least has a background other than me just being some quote-unquote rapper. I don't really care to be. Been there, done that. Don't even really care to go back. Or a thug. Been there, done that. Don't care to go back. But I'm kind of pushed in a position where I gotta at least pull that side out of me. And it's Friday the 13th today, so I want to go ahead and at least, if nothing else, let the world know that I do have an understanding for how some of this stuff got started, at least in a spiritual context. And it's not up to me to try to convince any of you motherfuckers of whether or not that's true. You have to believe what you believe. Now, if you've got the patience to sit through hours and hours and hours of me telling my life story, breaking down my history, and then explaining how this stuff happens on a spiritual context, then hopefully you'll get to see some of these videos if I can ever get past the goddamn content ID system. Because every time I try to upload something, it gets blocked. And then I try to cut out the audio and cut out the video, which I really don't like to do because I don't want to compromise the integrity of the actual videos that I've shot or recorded. But every time I have to do that, it takes time. And I've been sitting here for a week trying to upload the same fucking video, because what it does demonstrate is a timeline, and the events that follow tend to match that goddamn timeline. Now, like I said, I don't give a fuck if you believe me or not. But if you're at all curious, you'll at least want to take a look and consider some of the things that I'm pointing out. See, all of the stuff that spiritualists say that you can do, I've got videos where I'm proving it. I got videos where I can prove a lot of this shit. Not theory. Demonstration. On camera. But in order to see that, you would have to first get access to it. And for whatever reason, there are certain corporate entities that would like to keep me from letting you, whoever's watching this video, get access to that. So I'm having to record a separate video because I do want to establish a timeline. I do want to show a couple things. Mainly what I want to show is my YouTube studio. So, and here, look, I only have 4 subscribers, and I'm not doing this for any. But look at all my watch time. I only have 4 subscribers, and I'm not doing it to gain followers or anything like that. I don't give a fuck. I don't. What I want to show is a timeline. Timeline that shows, first, I started demonstrating who I am, and I've got more videos that I haven't released yet. They may or may not get uploaded after I'm dealing with this shit. Second, what I also want to show is there's a particular timeline starting with March 7th, where some of these videos that I'm releasing are blocked in all territories. And I understand, because of the copyright owners. Because that copyright owner is who I have a grievance with. And I've got plenty of videos that outline why I have those grievances. Now, just in case you don't get to see those videos, you might want to Google Shuju in Japanese mythology, because then you'll understand that Shuju is an entity that's capable of sending disease. And in some of these videos, I demonstrate how my spiritual actions line up in timeline with what you guys see and know now as the coronavirus. Now, I can't speak to the scientific nature of what happened. That's not what I'm here for. What I'm here for is to do my spiritual work. And my spiritual work can show exactly how this thing got started for real. Like I said, I don't understand the scientifics behind it. That's not what I'm here for. But what I am showing is that on March 7th I created a video that's that long. March 8th I tried to upload the same video, maybe with a few changes. Kept going. This one, I assume I never even got through the fucking process of completing. It's still a draft. This one, blocked again. But this time I had more to say because I appended some stuff to it. And that was on what? March 13th. Yeah. That was earlier this morning. Actually, it was last night. And that got blocked. So then I said, okay, well, let me just find the part that gets blocked and see if I can get that through after I take out all the content. And I did. And then this one probably was just something careless on my behalf. Still got blocked. Because maybe this didn't get in there right. You know, I still got to work on that. But what I really just wanted to show was a timeline here. And I also want to say this. That thing is not what people think it is. It's not what the majority of people think it is. It's something different. It's something different. And while I had no idea what it would turn into, for the most part, it's all just been a result of me doing my spiritual work. And I'm not proud of the fact that, you know, people are dying and shit like that. No. But what I can say is that a lot of these people that people have, a lot of these things that people have conspiracy theories about, while I still have a lot to learn, and I'll admit that I still have a lot to learn when it comes to some of this occult knowledge, I can at least provide an interesting starting point that no one else has provided that I've seen. No, I take that back. There are a few that have provided that, but I'm demonstrating it. And so if nothing else, I'm recording this video and uploading it today so that you can see that I've been trying for a week. You heard the horns. I've been trying for a week to get this one video uploaded. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up, not using anyone else's content, so that when I finally do get past all of these stupid ass blocks, you can see that I didn't waste time. I wasn't holding back. I've been getting blocked by corporate entities that have satellites in space. Think about that shit. There are corporate entities that have satellites that run around in space, and they control all of the media that people consume. When it comes to movies, music, all this shit. And they'll do it under the idea that, you know, satellite television is a thing. And all that kind of shit. But there's more to it than that. And I know that. And every day I discover more and more details that makes this shit way more interesting. And if you want to look at it, you can. I don't really give a fuck. I'm past that point. And some of the stuff that have copyright claims, I can let that go, and you can see it. But the shit that's really important, the shit that really, because see, in some of the other videos, I break down some interesting things, and it's kind of a neat trick, you know, and that's worthy of your attention if you find interest in that. But when it comes to the real information that can blow the top off of a lot of this shit that people been fucking stressing about and debating about and arguing about, whether this is this or this is that and all that kind of stupid shit, I got real fucking what I consider to be evidence. And corporate entities won't let me get past that. Those same corporate entities have no problem with some of the other songs that I can put on here and demonstrate stuff with, because those don't expose what I'm trying to expose here. And you would have to watch these videos to really understand what I'm talking about. And if you look, they're not short videos. The last one was 9 hours and some change. Think about that shit. 9 hours of me talking to you. 5 hours of me talking to you. 12 hours of me talking to you. Another 5 hours of me talking to you. Another 4.5 hours of me talking to you. Really explaining some shit. Proving a lot of shit on camera. So this is intended to be a very short video. Just so you know that I've been trying to do this for a minute. And I'm not trying to exploit what's going on. I'm not trying to capitalize or sensationalize some pre-existing problem. No. I'm just trying to get the facts out there. I don't even care about the monetization. That's not what I'm here for. But I at least want to get this uploaded so you can see. Just so you can see. Just so there's a timeline. Just so there's a record that I'm doing what the fuck I can to get the information out. And there are people that are trying to stop me from doing that. The thing about that is, I'm going to keep going by any means necessary. And the reason why I'm recording this video now is because after one more attempt, because see, there were other attempts to upload this, and they got blocked as well. And then when I tried to re-upload those videos with slight changes, mainly just really the changes taking out the content, or muting the music, covering up musicians' album covers and shit like that, because a lot of this is explained through the music. A lot of this is explained through movies and through television. You heard those horns. See, I can show consistency. I can show consistency with hours and hours of me recording, how even car horns, dogs barking, stuff like that tends to align with exactly what I'm saying. They seem to hit at the right time. So this is intended to be a short video, and it's already 20 minutes long. That's all I need it to be. Like I said, I just want to show this right now. I just want to show this. I'm only going to scroll so far because, like I said, I can explain some shit that nobody, that in my opinion, there's nobody else that can explain it in the way that I can, unless they hear me talking about it, and then maybe they can break it down and add some scientific information to go with it. Well, like I said, I'm a former software engineer, and I only say former because I'm still, I'm looking for work, to be honest with you. But I really am kind of over it. Like, it's kind of one of those things where it's like you've done it for so long. Once you start realizing how these companies will abuse you, you really don't want to participate in that anymore. When you realize that they're harvesting your energy so they can use it for their purpose, you don't want to participate for it anymore. You don't want to participate with it anymore. That's where I'm at right now. But just so you know, I've worked on a lot of big projects. Projects that make sure you get your prescriptions. Projects that make sure money goes where it's supposed to go within the banking system. And I'll be 100% straightforward in saying that there's no malicious code in any of that stuff. But what I do know is that I have worked on those things, and a lot of the banking structure has benefited from my existence. A lot of the healthcare infrastructure has benefited from my existence. And I do have some occult knowledge. I'm still learning, but I've got some occult knowledge. So with that said, the first step is to look at Shuju. That's a good source. Where it talks about Shuju and what it means. This is a good source. The Wikipedia article also talks about Shuju and what it means. And I've been Shuju whiskey for a couple of years. But I'm more than that. I'm more than that. That's just what I've been invoking for a little while. See these things, these medallions I have on. These are all demons that I created. And on a spiritual level, they do my work for me. So if you really want to understand that coronavirus, you'll want to see these videos to understand how it was really created. Now don't get me wrong, I've also been trying to work on a way to stop it or to slow it down. But like I said, in order to get to that point, first you have to understand. You know, isn't that one thing I say? The first step is understanding the problem. Yeah. In order to get to the solution, first you got to understand what happened. And I've been trying to show y'all what happened. But like I said, there are corporate entities that don't want me to show you that. And I could go into a whole nother session where I break that down, but I'm not going to. I've already done it here. I got other stuff I'd rather talk about. But I am going to record this because I do want to get this up while it's Friday the 13th. I want to release something on Friday the 13th. So if nothing else, you got this. And you got, you know, I've got this paper trail showing that I was trying to slow down the problem on March 7th. And today is March 13th. There's been a lot of news about this coronavirus. A lot of news that's ramped up about this coronavirus since March 7th. While it was in the news before then, it ramped up on March 7th. March 8th. So, just to be clear, I think that was Friday, because a lot of it ramped up on Saturday. And if you really want to be honest, I uploaded this on March 7th. This is a 4-hour video. I started recording it on March 6th. I started recording it before those people died in Florida. On that video, I happened to be talking about Florida before those people died in Florida. But in order for you to get that, you'd have to see that video. Because throughout the video, there's one thing I always do, and I'm going to do it now. I Googled the time in California. And I do that for a reason. Because I could tell you what time it is. But it's a whole lot easier. And it's a whole lot more trustworthy when it comes from a reputable source. So I use Google. But I could also click on the Time in California link, thetimeinddate.com, so that you still see that right now in California it's 8:44. And look, Vimeo's doing all kind of advertising right now too. And I know it's probably because I looked at other video outlets to see, you know. I looked at other video outlets just to see what my other options were. Unfortunately, YouTube's the only one that supports 12-hour videos. Which means if you really want that information, you got to sit through a lot of stuff. You got to sit through a lot of just hanging out with me, getting to know who I am. Because you might look at the first video and think, this is a joke. No, it's very serious. It might look like a joke, and while I will joke from time to time, this is no laughing matter. That's real. Be straight up. This is no laughing matter. Like I said, every attempt that I've made to try to correct the issues here is being blocked. Because you can't correct it if you don't know what the problem is. And that's why everybody's losing their fucking minds. Because they don't know what the problem is. See, they think it's a problem with people washing their hands and all that kind of shit. And while that might be true, that's not what's going to stop it. No. There is magic involved here. Not only can I speak to the coronavirus, I can speak to a lot of things when it comes to the magic involved. I don't really care about the physical aspects of it. I don't really care about how that person actually got sick. Any of those people. That's not what I'm here to explain. I'm here to explain the spiritual force behind it. And while people might look at that and think I'm crazy because they follow a particular religious system and that's their prerogative to do so, I've got mine as well. And I create my own spiritual system. And I can show you why mine might work a little bit differently than others. I can show you National Geographic articles that point out why mine might work a little bit differently than others. How my manifestations hit a little differently. And the way I interpret movies and music is different. We're going on 30 minutes. I'm going to leave it at that. Like I said, I really just wanted to establish a timeline. So you might as well just kind of treat this as an introduction to the videos that I've been trying to release for over a fucking week. And then I got other videos that follow that I haven't even attempted to try because I'm still trying to get the first one up. So just because you might see that one, there's more to come. If you ever see that one. And that's all I'm going to say. Anyway, this is Shuju Whiskey, signing off.